Hello everybody, what is going on and welcome back to the My Player Career Mode. I hope you are all doing well. A bit of a shorter episode for you today with 4 games coming your way, but to make up for it, there is a like target at the end of this video, and if you guys can manage to hit it, I will give you another episode to enjoy tomorrow on the Friday. So stay tuned for that target. I'm sure you guys will smash it. You always do. In store though today, we have ourselves the second leg against Roma. That's coming up as a live game later on. But if you missed the previous video, probably should check it out. It was the Carabao Cup final, and I don't want to spoil it. So if you haven't already seen that, go and check it, because I'm about to, of course, tell you the result of that game. You might remember we won it on penalties against Spurs. So some more silverware added to the collection, and heading into today's video, we had Burnley to kickstart it off, but you may have missed we simmed an FA Cup game against Stoke, advancing through on penalties, meaning that we will face Arsenal in the quarter-finals, and that game follows this one. But I want to say a quick thank you for all your patience over the last week. I took a mini break just to kind of recharge for various reasons, but we should be back with daily videos for you now to enjoy. And we went into game against Burnley, and yeah, to say the very least, the first half did not go to plan. We were sold a dream. Gil Diaz here sold Sildero twice in this move, giving Burnley the lead, and these are the games that we want to avoid messing up in if we want a title. But Gil Diaz had other ideas, and not only that, David De Gea, who's been so good, just decided to forget about saving that shot. So, yeah, needless to say, we needed a fight back. I was trying to get Manchester United on the front foot. We were denied twice in the first half by Burnley's goalkeeper. But as we entered the second, we played the through ball for Pablo Fornals, and he was bearing down on goal. He found the finish, and in the celebration, went running over to celebrate with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I decided to end that very quickly because I wanted to win this game. Forget about celebrating an equaliser. We need to win it. So I didn't really feel like celebrations were in order, and even more so when the full-time whistle was sounded, because the game had finished. Burnley won, Manchester United won, which is another slip-up in what could be the last straw of this title race, really. How many do we want to have against teams that we should really be getting the result against? So we got a bit of a breakaway anyway in the FA Cup then to take on Arsenal in this quarterfinal that I mentioned. And heading into this, I looked at their team. I knew full well that we should be coming out of this one as semi-finalists. But to say the least, I had a bit of a weird game because I dominated for large parts, but then I was at fault for other things. Like, what you're going to see is just like one of the most hot and cold games you're probably going to see us play, because we took the lead after 17 minutes. An easy tap-in, really. It was created by Martial as he laid it across. I couldn't miss it, in all fairness. But then, after I'd given my team the lead, I was at fault for the equalising goal for Arsenal, because I passed the ball straight to Maitland-Niles. He puts the cross in, and Belotti at the near post heads home. And I kind of felt like I had to own up the responsibility for that, because it was dumb. And I don't know what I was trying to do, but I was able to respond to giving Arsenal a goal back by grabbing my side the leading goal again as we bared down on goal and found the finish into the far corner. So that's what I mean when I was having a hot and cold game. Like, for parts I was really good, then other parts people were going, what are you doing? Kind of tearing their hair out. But anyway, we were 2-1 up in this one, and it just so happened we got ourselves a third and the hat-trick as well. Space opened up here, the ball through, and in cheeky fashion we decided to just lift it over the goalkeeper. And it was 3-1, and that pretty much booked our spot in the semi-finals of the competition. I had to take another look at this goal as well, just to kind of see it in all its glory. It wasn't the best chip by any means, but we still found the corner of the goal. And we very nearly had ourselves the goal of the series as well, or at least a contender for goal of the series, because following this chance, before we left, as I was to be substituted, we had an opportunity to find a fourth, and it would have been quite some goal. Bringing it down here, half volley, goalkeeper beaten. It came back off the crossbar, but that was it. Confirmation then that we will play in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. But for now, guys, that does us for the post-com section. I will see you in the live section. So, our Burnley result and the Liverpool result means that now we are 6 behind them, as they are still undefeated at the top of the table. 10 games to play. Our game against them had been rescheduled as well because we had the quarterfinals of the FA Cup against Arsenal. So we now don't play them for quite a while. And looking at the table, it seems like the Premier League title may well elude us again this season. But if we look at elsewhere, The FA Cup draw for the semi-finals are now being made after our victory against Arsenal. We've drawn Manchester City. Liverpool have got Middlesbrough in the other semi-final, so that is looking likely that whoever gets through out of the two Manchester clubs will go on to face Liverpool. It's a big ask for Middlesbrough to get anything from that game. So looking at how we are right now, would you have taken the possibility at the Carabao Cup final, the FA Cup final, and maybe even a Champions League run over the likes of the Premier League? Because we also have the advantage heading into the Roma game, which is coming up now for you, the second leg. I think I would have before the start of the season. Yes, it's disappointing that we're probably not going to get our hands on that Premier League trophy. But as this is probably going to be our last year here, there's always a potential to move on and try and win it elsewhere. So Roma coming up next for you, followed by Southampton. And as I said earlier, that Liverpool game now is not ready until the April 23rd. So 4 other Premier League games before that. And then straight afterwards, it's the semi-finals of the FA Cup. But we're now going to switch our focus over to our second leg at home at Old Trafford against Roma. The 1-0 advantage in our corner. Just don't concede a goal and we're through. That's all we've got to do. Early corner for us to work with. Lamar sends it in. It's cleared away by Diawara. But last time out in Italy, we didn't really see much of our opponents in terms of chance creation. So that's got to change tonight for them as Shalov here looking to get them on the front foot. Daniel Podence now in possession back towards Shalov. And for us, it's pretty much make sure we don't give them any opportunity to find their way back into this tie. Because a goal for them very early would give them a lot of confidence that they could get through here. Remember as well, they're the team playing for away goals here. The referee has given a penalty just after the 40th minute, and Diego Dallo has been penalised for a penalty. What? I wasn't even speaking because he won. Did he win the ball? Yeah, he wins the ball, but I mean, he kind of goes straight through their number 7. Well, that has just thrown a whole spanner into the works then, because from absolutely nothing, Roma have got a penalty. This first half has been so quiet as well. Shalov steps up and saved by De Gea. And that is why he gets paid the big bucks. What has just happened here? It's like everybody's just kind of stopped and gone, wait a minute. What's going on? Shalov, it's not the best penalty at all, and it's a simple save for De Gea to make, and he'll be kicking himself that he hasn't done better there. Roma now have a corner then. We're 3 minutes away from a half-time whistle that I thought we were just going to see, and it was going to be 0-0. But there is an opportunity again now as Roma send that in. As we clear it away, trying to break away as well, we'll get ourselves a throw-in. And that should be the end of this first half. What a strange way to end it. Changes starting to come through for both sides now as time is ticking away for the away side to make anything happen. As Rennie Adelaide inside the area. De Gea's left hand denies him, as that would have been the goal to get Roma back into this tie. But yeah, changes coming through. We brought on Martial for Muller and McTominay on for Pedrosa. And I believe Daniel Podence has gone off for our opponents. But I actually feel like Daniel Podence was probably their brightest player on the pitch. He was looking like the most, creative threat that they had. But now with him going off, I wonder if that's going to affect their gameplay. Thing is, as well, is that I don't actually feel like we played well enough to win this game, as Lamar will find us! And I'm going to take that back immediately because it's Manchester United 1, Roma 0 with 16 minutes left on the clock. And I take it back. We actually haven't performed well at all in this game. I was about to say we're probably going to have to go into survival mode and make sure we soak up the pressure and just don't concede the goal. But now Roma need 2. And if they do find them both, away goal rule comes into play and we will be knocked out. If Roma can come back and win this by 2-1 on the night, they will advance through. Dagba looking for a cross into the box, headed out by Dallo. With 30 seconds left, though, there's not time for Roma to do it. And that ball up towards us. We might get a third chance for ourselves here. Or a second goal, I should say. And that is full time then. The scoreline the same in both games. Just the single goal. 2-0 aggregate scoreline sends us through to the last 8 in the Champions League. And you know what? Who is feeling an Atletico Madrid Manchester United tie? Because I know I am. I'll see you for that draw in just a moment. Here are the other games then in the Champions League. Bayern advancing through against Juve, 5-2 on aggregate. Real Madrid in the next round. Barca as well after beating City 4-0. Milan just getting through against Lyon, 2-1 that score. But Atletico dismantled Schalke, 7-1 on aggregate. As Chelsea beaten by PSG. And Napoli advance on away goals against Monaco. So our quarter-final opponents. I've already seen this, but this is the first time that you guys are going to see it. So let's head over to that then. And there it is. PSG facing Atletico. That is going to be one heck of a tie. But even more so, Barcelona against Real Madrid. And we have got Napoli as Bayern will take on Milan. I actually feel like we got a fairly decent draw. Because looking at the teams that are in there, for it to be Barcelona and Atletico PSG, that's at least one of, the two big teams going to be knocked out there. Well, 2 of 4, I should say. And then Bayern, I expect, will probably advance through against Milan. I'd like to think we'll do the job against Napoli. But overall, I'm kind of happy that the story will continue potentially then, that we haven't got Atletico yet. Because imagine how cool it would be if we reached the final to meet them in that final. That would be some story. But we continue today then with the game against Southampton. And if we lose this, pretty much kiss the title goodbye. Because, we can't afford to. As City move on to 75 points. Liverpool still got a game in hand though. Newcastle up into 5th, ladies and gentlemen. They actually could well get Champions League football this season. That would be incredible for them. We are at home. Should win this game comfortably. But I say that, and we know the inconsistency that we show. We need an early goal, really, to just stop Southampton growing into this game and gaining a bit of confidence to take something away from us. And we might just get a chance to do it here as we work our way towards the penalty area. No opportunity yet to find the cross into the middle. So we go back to Muller. Muller finds Pedrosa, whose right-footed effort isn't far away, but didn't hit the target, didn't test the goalkeeper. And, first chance squandered. 1-2 with Martial, though, will open up this space brilliantly. And that should be the goal. There it is, everyone. It is Manchester United 1, Southampton 0. As soon as we're in that position, you know where it's going. There was no chance I was missing that. Martial's in for number 2, and it is 2-0. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our 70th goal contribution this season. You're not hearing that wrong either. 70 goals we've been a part of so far this campaign. That is in all competitions though, of course. It doesn't just count the Premier League games, but it really came from nowhere. Lamar shouldn't be winning that ball as it was over the top. It was a hopeful over-the-top pass, which he came out on top of, laid the ball across. We played it to Martial. His shot, his Forster got a hand to it, but he couldn't keep it out. And that should be game, set, and match here at Old Trafford. Lamar through for Martial. The space in the middle. It's too easy right now as that's going to be number 3. It is completely over and done with. Southampton can't defend. And we are taking all the points from Old Trafford. The scoreboard's gone as well, so you can't actually see it. But it is 3-0, I assure you. It's really strange, though, because we look at this game, we look at the Burnley game. Maybe Burnley just wanted it more in that one when we allowed them to get that 1-1 draw. But those are the games where we're giving away the title because we've shown we can play and pretty much get wins on the board with ease against sides we should be beating. And then we have a result like we did against Burnley, where it pretty much throws our season to question. There is still time in the game as well for us to maybe get a hat-trick from this one, and this could be the opportunity to do just that. It is. It is the match ball for us. It's our second hat-trick today following the one against Arsenal. I have to say that one was slightly better in my opinion. But we have turned the game on today when we've needed it. And, 72 goal contributions now? Insanity. If we don't win the Player of the Year at the end of this season, I'm going to be so disappointed. I think this is quite possibly one of my best seasons in terms of goal contributions ever. So if I don't get after this, I don't know what more I need to do. We may have managed a hat-trick, but no 10 match rating. We do take away the match ball. Martial, 9.4. We do get man of the match, though, as well. So a 9.6 overall rating as we end off this one. Only the one shot for Southampton, but we had less possession. However, we did take our chances. So let's see how that looks for the league table then. I imagine Liverpool have probably won again. I honestly don't see them dropping points. In fact, we've got a couple of games of England, which I'm actually going to go ahead and sim because we're 8 points clear in our group stage for the World Cup qualifiers. So I don't really think we need to play these, and I mainly want to focus ourselves on the club games. If they were necessary and we had to play them to win, I'd probably have gone ahead and played them. But as you see, a 1-0 win against Scotland and a 2-1 win against Romania. I just hope I then get picked for the actual knockout rounds and that I don't, sort of hurt my chances by not playing them. We've got Villa up next, West Ham away, Everton coming up, Watford as well. The double leg game against Napoli, Liverpool in pretty quick after that, City. And then our running actually is fairly straightforward. Newcastle could be tricky. West Ham could be tricky. I feel like Everton we should win. and that Liverpool game. So really, we should be winning most of our rest of the Premier League games we've got. So even though we could well be in a bit of a tough fight, there is still a possibility. As you see, Liverpool still 6 clear with 9 games to play. My friends, that is how we will leave today's video, though. A massive thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, a huge thank you for all of your support. I'm going to do you a deal on today's video. If we hit this to 300 likes, I will guarantee you another My Player Career Mode episode tomorrow. If not, you will get it on Saturday as planned. But if you want another episode tomorrow, 300 likes. That is the deal. Until then, I hope you guys are having a great day, a great evening. And I hope you guys are safe as well. And I will see you all again with the next episode very soon. Until then, adios.